Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to this video. Today we're going to be setting up my church's live stream setup. We've got our BlackMagic TV Studio, we've got our JVC cameras, and we've been using those for a number of weeks now with great success. They've been streaming through our Lenovo laptop on the left, and that has been working great. We finally got our 20x mini rack shelf so we can mount this into our rack for portability, and we've got our PTZ camera, so we're going to get this all running today for a multicam setup. Let's get started. All right, so to get started here, the first thing to do is get our BlackMagic ATEM set up into this mini rack shelf. So this device here, we've been using, it's great, the 8-in ATEM Studio HD. This thing has been a fantastic device. The problem is that for $1,000 you get this. Just this. It didn't come with a power cable, no rack mountable anything. So we had to pick up this 20x mini rack shelf, which is designed to have whichever BlackMagic product this thing is, and then this HD Studio mounts next to it. It's $85 for this rack mountable piece. I could have built this out of like, I don't know, $4 worth of metal, but time and energy to do it, you know how it is. So we spent the $85, picked it up. Let's open this thing up, see what we get here. So I'm hoping that this thing has some screws in it to at least mount this BlackMagic device into the rack. Otherwise, we've got to go looking in the parts counter. Alright, so we got a couple brackets here. Let's see what these brackets do for us. Fancy BlackMagic blank plates, I guess. It's got two of those. I guess if you could do that thing. Alright, we got a couple small screws here. That's encouraging. And some other fancy BlackMagic piece. So, let's see what we get here when we put this thing together. So looks like I got two holes here that I can mount to, which should equate to these front two holes here. Alright, so just like that, we've got a rack mountable BlackMagic design ATEM Studio with a little blank cover plate there. So let's get this thing in the rack, and then we can start working on cameras. Alright, here we are. We've got everything working now. So we got the BlackMagic 20x rack mounted in here. I went ahead and switched the sides because I didn't want people hitting buttons and possibly hitting this power switch and turning things off. So I moved that over just so they can do all their controls on this side, not be in the way of the power switch. What we've got now is we are running the, let's see here, the JVC camera and the PTZ. So I can go ahead and I'm just going to do a cut. You can either see up here, we're taking a quick look at our laundry room. It is a riveting place to be. But this is where my studio is, in the basement, to do all my testing. So we've got, that's our JVC camera, and then this is the PTZ camera. And so actually if I move this over I'm just doing this manually. We can see more of the laundry room. Look at that. That's great. And actually, there's a shot of the JVC right there on our rowing machine. So what this is doing for me right now is giving me 2 shots. I can run the auto switch here on the Blackmagic, and we would have any additional cameras as well that we could select from. So that is up and running. Now, how did I get that working? I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this little control here and get you some information. All right, that's about as good as the focus is going to get. So on the Blackmagic, what I needed to do is come in to settings, and if I hit set, then I went to video format, and video format I had to put on 1080i 50. So 1080i 50 frames per second was what I wanted. So my video team, they would like to be running 1080i at 2398, 24, maybe 2997, or 30. And that would be good for the JVC cameras. However, you have to run the Blackmagic at 2997 for the PTZ to work at 30 frames per second. But when I run this at 2997, my JVCs no longer work. So what I needed to do was switch this to 1080i 50 and set that. And then when I run my camera, there's setting number 3 on the bottom is for 1080i 50. So that works. And then I had to change my JVC cameras to also be 1080 and 50 frames per second. So that was the setup. And so now at this point, you're just looking at this little screen, but we can see that they are in fact both working. And I'll zoom back out. And so here now you've got a shot of our Windows laptop that's running OBS. So how did I get the Blackmagic into OBS? I'm using the tried and true Aja UTAP-SDI. So this takes SDI in, goes out to USB, running a standard USB A to B cable, and that comes right in here to the laptop. And so now when we're in our scene, we can switch on the Blackmagic, and we get both of our cameras are functioning there. I can do the cut like that, or the fade. So that is good. We'll end up with 2 JVC cameras and the PTZ, so this is set up now to work. We're also, I don't have any audio running, but the audio will come directly into the Blackmagic with the XLR inputs from our streaming console, and that is set up in the scene as well. So now the Blackmagic is running 1080i 50. I do want to go ahead and double check that my OBS is going to work well with 1080i 50 as well as the YouTube stream. So I'm going to set up a private stream and go ahead and stream stuff. Make sure that I don't have any latency on the cameras. I'm also testing right now. Originally, I was running the PTZ with a 10-foot cable, SDI cable, to go from the PTZ into the Blackmagic. I've now added in a bunch of extra footage that's just daisy chained together to get me about 150. I think each of these cables is about 70, 75 feet. And so I've added 2 of those together, plus an additional 10-foot cable, which should be a good test because we've got to run 120 feet to get from our camera into our switcher when we're in our new venue. So the next thing though, I'm just going to test out OBS, I'm going to test out YouTube, and hopefully that all works. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope this video has been helpful. If you've got questions or you need some assistance, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'd love to converse with you. Or if you've got any other suggestions about the PTZ and the Blackmagic, I'd love to hear that. Other people would love to hear that as well. So next video, I'm going to start doing some mixing actually on the X32 console, running some tracks through. You guys can hear what I'm doing with pulling things apart between drums and band and vocals and effects and all that stuff for my stream. But that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.